Hello, hello, and happy Monday. I hope you guys had a great weekend. We just got the yard tied up and did some stuff around the house because, it could snow at any time now around here. So I've had a lot of messages and questions about gut health, so I thought we would talk about that today. I know it's a growing topic. People are realizing how important gut health is and want to know how they can take care of their gut. So first, you need to think about what you're eating. So when you go to the grocery store or you're deciding on meals, really think about how processed the food is. So an easy way to think about this is if something is highly processed, it doesn't look like anything that it was originally. If something isn't processed, it looks exactly like what it was. And there's somewhere in the middle of processed would be, you can still tell what it is, but they had to add something either to preserve it or to keep it fresh. So if you go to the store and you buy organic whole strawberries, those have not been processed. But then if you buy, say, a cup of fruit or a can of vegetables, those have been processed. But when you open the can, those green beans still look like green beans. So that's minimal, maybe moderate processing. If you buy a bag of potato chips, that in no way, shape, or form still looks like a potato. So that is highly, highly processed food. So once you get your food and you try to get the non-processed food, the super healthy, nutrient-dense food, then think about how you're eating your food. Are you in a great environment? Are you calm when you're eating? Are you taking your time? Because really digestion begins really when you start thinking about food. There's an absolute brain-gut connection. So when you're thinking about eating, sometimes you'll notice you'll start salivating. That's very important because there's enzymes that actually start digestion way before these foods reach your stomach, and it actually starts up in your mouth while you're chewing. So you want to take your time chewing, you want to think about how you're eating and enjoy your meal. So then as you're swallowing the food, anything that is natural and not processed just flows very easily, and it gets down into your gut, and there's churning and moving, and your body knows exactly how to break apart those foods. So it breaks it apart into all the different things you need, and then they're the right size and the right shape, and they move through your gut and then into your bloodstream, and then your blood can take those nutrients exactly where they need to go. So sugars are stored in certain areas, fats and proteins, and then we hold on to anything we don't need right away, and that's how you have a great energy reserve. Now, if you eat processed food, your gut really has no idea what to do with that food. So now you're using expended energy. So you're exhausting yourself trying to digest these foods. Your body is trying really hard to break them down, but it's taking hours. Then when they break them down, they still are not the right size or shape because there's no nutrition in those foods. So there isn't the nutrients that you need. So your body really doesn't know what to do with these. And in the end, they irritate that lining, that separation between your gut and your bloodstream. And what eventually happens is if you keep eating this way, it allows these forms of food, I guess we could call them because they're not nutrition, to enter your bloodstream through that lining in a way that isn't normal to us. So you can think of your gut lined with like an army, right? You have all of these soldiers standing up, and they protect the rest of your body from what shouldn't enter it through your gut, because your gut is a whole different system. The pH is different. Everything is very different from the rest of your system. So what is in your gut stays in there until it's ready for your body to take on. But eventually these soldiers will get really tired, and they'll be tired of fighting all of these substances that they don't know how to fight against. And then they will leak out of your gut and into your bloodstream. And because they're foreign, your bloodstream also has no idea what these substances are. So then they attack them. So it's like an immune response. So you end up eating these highly processed foods. You spend all of this energy trying to digest them, but there's no nutrition behind them. So now you've wasted energy. You're not gaining energy. If you irritate your gut enough, now they're leaking out into your bloodstream. Your bloodstream has no idea what to do with them, and now your body's attacking them. So it's a false immune response, right? This isn't necessarily a virus or a bacteria, but it is something your body does not want and does not like. So now you're having this immune response, and your body is fighting to get rid of these substances, and it's exhausting. So over time, the more processed food you take in, and it also could be anything that your body just isn't happy with. I know that there are a lot of people that can't, well, really none of us can digest gluten, but some of us can tolerate it better than others. But if you are someone who isn't aware that you can't tolerate gluten or dairy, or maybe even something as simple as almonds, but you love them, so you put them in all your salads all the time, then your body keeps trying really hard, but eventually your gut gets leakier and leakier and leakier, and all of these substances are just going into your bloodstream. And you're having all of these inflammatory reactions and you don't really recognize what they are. So maybe you're just tired all the time, but you think it's because the kids were busy, or maybe you have just a slight fever, but it's cold season, or maybe you have stomach aches all the time, but you're not really sure which food it's coming from. So gut health, you need to eat healthy. And again, I know that I say this with every video and everybody I talk to, but the fuel your body needs is what you give it. And what you eat isn't what you are, it's what you can do with the food that you eat. So, unprocessed, healthy, nutrient-dense food is what you need to take in. And if you take these foods in, you'll be fueling yourself with so much energy, nutrients, proteins, vitamins, minerals, healthy fats. The list could go on and on and on. And you need all of those things, not just for your gut health, but for your brain health and your bone health and your mental health. So gut health absolutely is imperative. And it really is what you eat, but more importantly, what your body can do with what you're eating. I hope that that helps clear up some of the confusion over gut health, and it makes more sense to kind of see how those processed foods travel through your system and why we just really don't know what to do with them. So I hope you have a great week. I hope you go to the grocery store this week and buy lots of healthy, unprocessed foods. And if you have any more questions about this, please reach out. Thank you. Have a good week. Good week.